Welcome back to Road Race Retro. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and a very special video from us today, something that we are very excited about. Obviously, as you can see in the background, it isn't every day that you get a chance to secure something like a P1. Thousands of these cars made and very little remain. Now, at the moment, we've been very lucky. A lot of people watch this video and say, where do you find them? Well, to be honest, we found this 10 mile away from where we're currently based. A bit of background with it: had an engine rebuild about 10,000 miles ago. The chap who we bought it off has owned the car for 10 years, and to be honest, by the looks of it, where we moved it off his drive, I didn't want to do a video outside of his house. I thought it was a little bit rude. It would have been nice, but nevertheless, there's basically a big pile of moss and green algae on the floor where the car's been stood that long. All in all, we have had a couple of these P1s in the last probably 5 years, but now the market has hit a massive boom. The P1 in general in Pretzel market at the moment has absolutely exploded. Prices are going right through the roof, and the P1 is definitely regarded as one of the more sought after in Pretzels, hence why we are obviously very happy about it. So what we'll do is, we'll roll around and I'll give you a quick look at the car. This is as it's landed to us, and I'll give you a quick look of kind of what we're working with now. Everybody will know this when you're looking at Subarus. The horrors come when you put the car up on the ramp. So what it's going to be like underneath, I have no idea. Again, we'll video and we'll document every single little bit as we go. But at the moment, obviously, this is the car from the top. So, obviously looking at the little bits, we've got a aftermarket back box at the minute, which obviously we're going to change and take that off. The original spoiler, obviously it's suffered lack of peel over time. Obviously this car's been stood so long now, it's suffered a little bit. We think obviously these are original. The paint has got a little bit flat. The arches have got this little bit in the back, which again comes standard with every Subaru now. We've got aftermarket BK racing wheels, which are absolutely disgusting, so we're going to have to lose them at some point and find some original P1 wheels. In terms of the rest of it, up and down the sides, we're actually not too bad. The condition is pretty decent. Obviously the front arch again has lack of peel very badly. The bonnet, obviously these are an alley bonnet, and again these have suffered over time as well. We've got some lovely crystal headlights. We've got the genuine fogs in place. Normally these are lost. We've got the tow-eye cover. If you're into Subarus, you never get that tow-eye cover. Me and Dave have had a sweat on the last half an hour trying to get the car on the truck with chocks of wood to save this original splitter. So we'll go around the passenger side. Obviously the lovely little P1 badge, which they all should have. And again, exactly the same thing. We've got lack of peel, the full spoiler's done. We've got a little bit of rust in here, but you know, considering Subarus, these are normally rotted out. All the arch guides are normally rotten. This is actually really good at the moment. In terms of the rest of it, again, nice and level. It's good up and down the sides. Doesn't matter which way you look at, these BK racers just get worse every time I look. They're horrible. Some of these came fitted with Alcon brakes. This just has the standard brakes on there, so no Alcons. Again though, around this side looking very good. What I'll do is I'll open the door. Obviously interior wise, Dave will show you around that. Now, if you were back into Subarus in the day like we, Defi gauges were absolute baller. It's what we all wanted. Sometimes you could never afford them, sometimes you could never find them, but Defi gauges are beautiful. The trim in the car for its age is phenomenal. We're absolutely over the moon with the condition of the trim. Normally some people are having to get these retrimmed, but with a P1, don't get us wrong, they all need restoration work. However, if we can save some of the original features, that's what we're going to try and do. At this present moment in time, we are a little bit unsure what we're going to do with the car. Obviously Dave, who's part of the fold at Triple R now, has got very excited about this car and has been looking for one for a while. So this may lead into either a sale or a restoration project. We're not sure which way it is going to go, like to the minute. We're not sure. But what we'll do is, this will be the first episode. It will be a shorter episode, but this is just a first general look at the car. We've had the car running. It runs very well. The engine is silent. We've got no issues with that. It's the end of the first episode, but we are very excited about this. And this is our beautiful P1 at Triple R. So as you can hear, she's in now and she's running. This will conclude part 1 with the P1. As you can hear, for a car that hasn't been used much, it does run very well. It all seems nice and quiet. Dave's had a quick look at the belts, which all seem like they're in decent enough condition. Otherwise we wouldn't have run it at all. But yeah, so far so good. Obviously she's a little bit lumpy there. Obviously we'll not rev it too hard with it being stood so long. Let's get a look inside of her with all the lights on. That's why we all get excited about them Deffies. Really, really nice set of gauges, them. And obviously a bit of a better look at the trim. Obviously she needs a clean, but generally you can see it's in lovely condition. But that's it for part 1 with the P1. We will let you know what we decide to do, because at the moment we're still undecided. Obviously we're going to put the car up on the ramp. We have got some prep work in the minute, so it's going to have to wait. But when we get the car up on the ramp, we will video that, and it will only go 1 or 2 ways. We have had a bit of a quick poke about underneath. It is very, very good for an old Impreza, but nevertheless, obviously it's never going to be perfect. But we won't know the true extent of what's needed until we get in the ramp. But what we'll do is, to keep this, well, 100% real, we'll do the video under the ramp as we lift it up, and we'll show you exactly what we found. So we've got our fingers crossed at this point. So far we are quite happy with the car for its general condition with it being stood. Obviously, will our spirits be dampened tomorrow when we get it on the ramp? I really don't know. Stay tuned to find out what happens next with the P1 in part 2. Will it be rust or will it be riches? Don't know.